Welcome to September 2025, and this is my birth month, so it's an exciting month for me, but it's an exciting month now because this month starts my in-depth series on the four pillars of health. And so this week we are starting with physical health. And so I'll have one of each every month. So this month's physical health is an introduction to fibromyalgia, which is a chronic issue. So I want to start with this because it's near and dear to my heart because I was diagnosed with fibro many, many years ago, and I probably had it since I was a preteen. And so I want to start with this because it is so misunderstood. And so I want to share what fibro is. So what is fibromyalgia? So it is a physical health problem. It is not something that's in your head. Let me get that straight right off the bat. A lot of people, when I had fibro years ago, it's what they call it, okay, when you are tired and in pain and the doctors can't find any other cause. Okay, so it is not like an actual diagnosis of something that you take a test and it shows this is what it is. You take a blood test, you have um, uh, anemia, okay? You have cancer, you have whatever it is. There is no test for this. This is a rule out everything else that I could possibly think of and test for. And if none of that is it, then it's fibro, what they call it. So in my experience, and from talking with a lot of people with fibromyalgia, it really is an individual thing. And I think it has lots of different causes. Kind of like saying you have a stomach ache. You could have a stomach ache because this happened. You ate something you shouldn't have. You ate too much. You have a stomach flu. There could be lots of reasons why you have a stomach ache. There are lots of reasons why you have pain or why you have fatigue. But they can't take a test and establish definitively this is why. So for fibro and a lot of chronic illnesses, it's a process of elimination. It's ruling out something. And when they don't have anything else to rule out, that's what they call it. So fibromyalgia is a whole lot of fun, not. Because it means, and there's several symptoms, and everybody's different. And so it means that you have, for the most part, it's pain and fatigue. And I'm not talking about, ooh, ow, that hurts, and oh, I'm just a little tired. Okay. This is massive fatigue for no apparent reason. You just have no idea. It doesn't matter how much you sleep. It doesn't matter how much you don't do. I mean, you could not be doing anything on the couch all day. They'll ask me how I know. And you are still exhausted. Okay. It is not, I'm tired. It is the nth degree exhaustion. It is not that you have pain like, ow, that kind of hurts. You have annoying chronic pain. And like I said, everybody is different, but it basically are those two things that are the major things. There are other symptoms and things like that. We can go into that at another time, but I just kind of want to set the tone because fibromyalgia is something that you're told has no cure, and they try and give you meds that may or may not help. And so it's kind of something that you live with. And one of the challenges of living with it is that a lot of people will think, at least years ago, it was more so than now. But I think even now, most people don't understand what it is. They don't understand how that feels to live with this day in, day out, year after year after year. It is exhausting. It isn't just exhausting because you are exhausted. It's exhausting because you have to deal with it all the time. And you have to explain yourself, and people don't understand. People who don't have it, people who don't come in contact with people who have it, they don't understand what that is. And when I first started having these issues, and it finally got diagnosed. I was probably 42. And like I said, I'd had it since I was probably preteen. The biggest problem that people don't understand is that they judge you. So if you're watching this right now and you have fibro or another chronic illness, comment and let me know if that has happened to you, because I guarantee you it has happened to you many, many times, because that's what had happened to me. People said that I was either making it up, I was exaggerating, it was all in my head, or they told me that it was something that I could help. It was something that I could just, and here's the thing, when you're a Christian, because this is heaven and hell, okay? So I'm gonna talk about God. A lot of times Christians would tell me that if I were a better Christian, I wouldn't have fibro. If I only prayed more, I wouldn't have fibro. If I only believed, then I would not have fibro. And it's interesting because that same thinking is not applied to somebody who, let's say you see somebody who does not have arms or legs. You wouldn't say if you prayed harder, if you believed more, your arms or legs would grow or grow back. You wouldn't say that, right? But this is what they tell people with fibro or chronic illness. If you only prayed harder, then, and does that mean God doesn't heal? No, God absolutely can heal. But a lot of times he does not. This side of heaven, those things that plague us are often left for us. If you go back and read about Paul, who prayed, I believe it was 7 times, for God to take the thorn from his side, or however they put it. I think that's how they put it. We don't know what that was. We don't know what physical issue he had. We do know that he prayed and God said, my grace is sufficient for you. He was not going to heal him of that this side of heaven. That happens to a lot of people who live with things that God does not heal this side of heaven. It does not mean that we are not a good Christian, that we don't have enough faith, that we aren't praying hard enough, or any of that kind of stuff either. So today, I just wanted to give you an overview of chronic illness, but fibro in particular, because that's what I dealt with. And I want to give you a challenge. So today's challenge, and I will go more in depth in the coming months about fibro, but for now, I just want to issue you a challenge. So if you have any kind of chronic illness or chronic issue, I want you to not let it be the be all end all of who you are. Okay, just like you are female, you are a certain age, you live in a particular country, you speak a different language, you are of a particular culture, you have brown, reddish hair, whatever you have, you wear glasses, whatever it is. These are all parts of you. Okay, so my challenge for you is to be open to the idea that this is not all you are. And also to be open to the idea that you can search for answers. I'm going to actually be revealing some as we go through the coming months. And I actually have a free book that I am currently writing, and I have another in-depth about fibromyalgia that will be coming out shortly. And I will be sharing that with you as well. But for right now, those of you with chronic issues, chronic illness, especially fibro, I want you to be open to the possibility that there are some answers out there. Now, would your, fibro completely disappear? I don't know. Can what I'm going to share with you help? Absolutely. And that's what my goal is, to help people feel better, whether they are just needing extra something or they have a particular condition. My goal is to help everybody feel better so that we can do what we've been put here to do.